Hello learners, welcome to NIOS. Today we will study part 2 of chapter 18. Our topic is the education in medieval India. You are aware that in the previous lesson we had discussed the concept of culture and education. We also learnt about the growth of education in ancient India. During this chapter, Vedic, post-Vedic, Maurya, Gupta and post-Gupta periods. Learners, we also studied about the medium of instruction and various subjects that were taught in ancient India. Before we learn about the condition of education in medieval India, let us first understand the meaning of medieval period. The medieval period is that provide the access between an ancient and modern period in history. Learners, in 1206, Delhi Sultanate was established. Have you heard about this term before? Delhi Sultanate is the name collectively given the rule of 5 Muslim dynasties. That ruled over India. Since their capital was Delhi, we call it as Delhi Sultanate. Do you know who was the founder of the Delhi Sultanate? The founder of the Delhi Sultanate was Qutbuddin Aibak. After him, many rulers and dynasties ruled over Hindustan. In fact, during the rule of the Delhi Sultanate, the Islamic system of education was introduced in India. The education was based on the system of learning in Arabic. Therefore, scholars and learned men from Iran, Iraq, and Arabia came and settled in India. However, at the same time, many Indian scholars also become famous for their works. Amir Khusro was a highly talented personality of this time. He developed a new language which was a mixture of Persian and local language. This new language was called Hindavi. Learners, do you know that this is the same Hindi language that we speak today. Few other notable historians from that period were Minhaj al-Siraz, Ziauddin Barani, and Afif Maktabs. Were run by donation. The madrasas were maintained by the rulers and nobles. Learners, are you aware that there were 6 different types of institution during medieval periods? Let us discuss them one by one. First, those institutions which were run and managed by rulers and nobles. Second type of institution was started by the scholars and maintained by the rulers and nobles. Third type of institution were those that were attached to the mosque. Fourth type of institutions were attached to the tombs of famous peoples. The fifth type was started and maintained by scholars. The sixth and the final type of educational institution were attached to Sufi serenes. Learners, some of the famous madrasas from this period were the Muzi, Nasiri, and the Firuzi Madrasa in Delhi. Beside them, Muhammad Gwan's Madrasa, in Bidar, and Abul Fazl's Madrasa in Fatehpur Sikri were also famous. There is a famous book from the period called as Sirat Fizuz Shahi. In this book, the list of 14 subjects is given which were taught in madrasas. Like law, recitation, and reading of Quran, etc. Dear learners, it is important to note that the Muslim education system was traditional and religious. The syllabus was divided into two parts: Mankulat or traditional subjects like law, history, and literature, etc. Mankulat or rational subjects like logic, philosophy, mathematics, medicine, and astronomy, etc. However, rational subjects become more important and popular among people. Traditional subjects were more popular during the rule of the first law Sultanate of Delhi. However, during the rule of later Sultanate like Sikandar Lodi, the stress was laid on the study of science subjects. In fact, it was Sikandar Lodi who had invited the brothers Sheikh Abdullah from Multan to Delhi. These two scholars started the study of philosophy and logic in the syllabus. Dear learners, can you tell when the rule of Delhi Sultanate came to an end? Yes, you are right. The Delhi Sultanate came to an end in 1526 when Babur defeated the last Delhi Sultanate Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. When Babur defeated the last Delhi Sultanate Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat, and with the Mughal dynasty was founded in India. It is important to note that the Mughal rulers were great supporters of education and therefore great progress was made in the field of learning and education during this period. Both Hindu and Muslim students received education, while the Hindu students were educated at Pathshalas and Vidyapeeth, and Muslim students received education at madrasas and maktabs. It is interesting to note the Mughal emperor Akbar, who was himself literate, was a great supporter of education. He started a college near Jama Masjid. During that period, temples and mosques were the main center of primary education. Rulers, nobles, and the other rich men gave donation to these institutions. Many scholars like Abul Fazl, Faizi, Raja Todarmal, Birbal, Rahim, etc., was supported by Akbar. In fact, it was Akbar who introduced the study of scientific and secular subjects in the education system. Learners, Sanskrit and Persian were taught in temples and mosques. However, no arrangements were made for the women's education, while the women of royal and rich families were given education at home. The common girls and women did not get the chance to receive education. We have already discussed that the Mughals were great supporters of learning and literature. During this period, a new language called Urdu was born, which was a result of mixture of Persian and Hindi languages. Dear learners, founder of the Mughal Emperor Babur was a great scholar. He had written his autobiography. Do you know its name? Babur's autobiography was called Tuzake Baburi. Babur's son Humayun was also a great supporter of education and introduced study of subjects like mathematics, astronomy, geography at the madrasa in Delhi. Another important feature of the education system of the Mughal period was the translation of many Sanskrit works into Persian and many Persian works into Sanskrit. Let us now revise all that we have learned in this lesson. Formation of Delhi Sultanate and the education policies of sultans. Important scholars and historians from the period like Amir Khusro, Minhaj al-Siraz, Ziauddin Barani, and Afif, and their contribution in the field of education. Maktabs and madrasas, medium of instruction and subject taught in them. Growth of education during the rule of Mughals rulers and their contribution in the field of learning. If you have any query, you may send email at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you can visit our website at www.nios.ac.in. Learners, that's all for today. I hope you liked watching this video. Hope to see you soon. Bye.